Good day, everybody. Today I'd like to tell you about setting up Trimble Access survey styles. There's a number of different ways in which you can set up survey styles, and as you can see, I've got quite a few. I'll be making a series of videos running through the different options. Today I'd like to tell you about TrigNet VRS. TrigNet VRS is a South African entrapcaster run by TrigNet. I'll link up the web address in the link below where you can register an account. The main aspect in VRS, which is a virtual reference station, is to have your settings like this. Most important one is a VRS RTCM. Whichever receiver you are using, you can choose it from the list in the drop-down menu. The receiver will correct it if you have chosen wrong. I like to store my points as vectors, as when I pull it into Trimble Business Center, I can see the vectors and able to understand the vector data from that. I like to select all the satellite constellations. However, currently we are using only GLONASS and GPS. The next aspect is the internet connection. And I'll firstly just talk about the controller internet. That's the option we're going to choose over there. And that can either be a SIM card in your controller, or it could be a Wi-Fi hotspot from a phone or from a nearby Wi-Fi source. Setting up the GNSS correction source is critical, and this is how we do it. So you could say new and set it up. However, mine is set up. I'm just going to edit. We use Ntrip, connect directly to a mount point. You can have that checked, then it will only connect to a specific mount point. However, I advise to leave that as no. It will bring up a list of the mount points listing the closest one to you, and then you can select that. From the TrigNet website, link below, you can register, type in your username and password over there, set up this IP address as this, and the IP port like that. And those are the main settings. We can now accept that, and we can run through the remaining aspects of the topo point size. I'll put a little description on how these QC1, QC2, and QC3, what does that mean? If you're using perhaps an older receiver, change it up to 3 seconds and maybe 3 measurements. You can play around with the roving with your precision over here, and I like to set it like that as measuring a topo point. I'm happy with that tolerance. Observe control point, I like to leave it at 30 with that same QC1, QC2, rapid point like that. Stakeout, what I change is the design name, and I use last code used. Site calibration, I like to use constant adjustment only, as this is a simple way to use a site calibration. Using an inclined plane, if you used incorrectly, can incur massive errors. And that's how you set it up. Thank you very much.